All right, thanks, Adrian. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Startup TNT Cleantech Summit. I'm so happy to be co-hosting tonight alongside Adrian. Like Adrian, I've also been investing in the Startup TNT since the fall of 2021. This is my 8th consecutive summit to date and my second in the clean tech sector. And tonight, it's going to be all about clean tech startups. We're going to show you some of the hottest clean tech startups from across the prairies that are developing products that will help to reduce emissions, save energy, and make our world better and cleaner. But before we hear more about that and the amazing tech that could possibly be in our future, we'd like to acknowledge the history of this land.
That's right. Thanks, Hassan. Tonight, we'll listen to founders telling us the story of their journey thus far and where they're going. The power of storytelling connects us, inspires us, and brings us together. Startup TNT operates in regions that are part of Treaties 1 through 8, Treaty 10, and the home of the Métis Nation. The people who will be telling their stories tonight live, work, and play in these regions. In the spirit of reconciliation and honoring the narratives that have shaped the land, we need to acknowledge the Indigenous peoples who are the original storytellers of these territories. I'm speaking to you from Calgary, located where the Elbow and Bow rivers meet. These rivers were important traveling and trade routes for the Blackfoot, the Tsuut'ina, the Stoney Nakoda, and the Métis peoples. The fact that we are able to come together for this event tonight is thanks to the stewardship of the Indigenous peoples that came before us since time immemorial.
Thanks, Adrian, and well said. The legacy and tradition of the First Nations means so much, and traditions make the foundation for a good community. And the TNT community is no exception. Founded on the tradition that started in 2019 as a weekly happy hour, every Thursday, startup investors, founders, team members, and supporters would get together to make connections with each other and stimulate their local ecosystems with a very simple agenda: make friends, have fun, and build companies. From that weekly happy hour sprouted an idea to hold an investment summit in February of 2020. And now here we are, 247 weeks later. We're now hosting weekly happy hours in 5 cities across the prairies. I'm in Regina, and have held 30 investment summits. We brought together over 370 angel investors and invested over 12.8 million in 90 plus companies so far. As you can see on the TNT effect and our logo wall, and it's not just all the logos on the wall. All the logos on the wall are extremely important, but what I really want to point out is the 41 of the companies on the logo wall are led by female founders, and 24 companies are led by BIPOC founders. So Adrian, I mean, that's just some amazing stats of what TNT has been able to accomplish so far. And it's amazing accomplishment for an organization that started with just 2 friends meeting in a bar.
That's right. Thanks, Hassan. Yeah, the co-founders of Startup TNT, Tim and Zach, actually met at our weekly happy hour, weekly networking event on the sixth week. So Zach had been going for 6 weeks in a row. Then Tim walked in, and they gelled. And what we have today is kind of thanks to that meeting. And that's where we are now. The first investment summit was in 2020. One of the hallmarks of these happy hours is that they happen every single week right now in 5 cities. We're in Calgary, we're in Edmonton, we're in Regina, Saskatoon, and Winnipeg. And one of the hallmarks is that people like to, people in the ecosystem will donate to the happy hour tab. Maybe with food, maybe with taking up some of the tab, and you can do that. So Hassan and I have decided to do a little competition, a little contest here. Hassan's in Regina, I'm in Calgary. I obviously have an advantage, but we wanted to see maybe someone can drop Hassan. Maybe you can drop the email address in the chat. We're having an after party tonight in all 5 of the cities. So we wanted to see which city could potentially raise the most for the bar tab at the end of the night. So we've dropped the email address in there. You feel free to e-transfer. We're going to give you a shout out. If you do, don't worry. If you want to be anonymous, we'll keep you anonymous. We won't mention amounts. We're just going to give a nice shout. See, we wanted to really stimulate some support for the ecosystem, and yeah, a little fun competition. But to make it more fair, if you're not in Calgary, if you're in BC or Ontario, let's say, we're going to count those towards the Regina tab. So if you want to support the Regina tab, support Hassan, by all means, please, we will count it towards there. We'll see how we do here. Calgary versus Regina, a little fun, friendly competition.
But there's no contest. Regina's going to win.
Well, I've given you the two biggest, or two most populated provinces here, so hopefully you do. But yeah, that's a great way to support the ecosystem and support a great night tonight. So, speaking of support, it's my pleasure. You know, we could not do what we do. We could have done what we've done so far without our supporters. We are not for profit, as many people, maybe you know. And our funding comes predominantly from the government. We come in Alberta here. It's Alberta Innovates and Prairies Can. They're our core funding partners. We also have, we could not organize this summit without incredible supporters and partners. We have our lead organizing partner, Foresight. They've been our lead organizing partner of the Cleantech Summit this is our fourth summit now. We receive friend for this summit. This is someone that works with us behind the scenes with the investors, how we look at companies. Is also looking at a lot of the companies that were here. So we're pleased to introduce Renewal Funds as our VC friend for the Cleantech Summit. And then we also have, and we're really excited to announce, at our Best Friends Forever level, a new sponsor, Osler is our new Best Friends Forever sponsor. So we're really stoked to have them on board. But we have a lot of other sponsors and partners as well. You know, at our Best Friends level, we have MNP. They support us across all of our regions, all of our summits. We have USEED supporting us across all the sectors. RBCX, another a longtime sponsor across all our regions, all our summits. And another brand new sponsor, Fasken is brand new this week, actually. And they're coming in at the Best Friend level to sponsor us across and support us across all of our regions as well. We also have our close friends. BDC has been a longtime supporter. Alberta Enterprise Corporation, longtime supporter. And we brought them on late last year, the Hunter Hub for Entrepreneurial Thinking at the U of C. We have a bunch of the UHSF students who are helping us behind the scenes across all of our summits as well. We also, you know, we could not reach the community, reach the companies and the founders without our community supporters and our summit organizing partners. These, you know, a lot of the founders you meet today have worked with all of these groups as well. So we are honored to have the support and partnership of all of these groups. Thank you for all that you do. And from there, Hassan, I'd like to ask you a super important question. Why do we do what we do? Why invest in startups?
Well, that's a very good question, Adrian. Everyone invests for their own personal reasons, I think. For me, aside from the potential for returns, I completely believe in supporting local founders, entrepreneurs, and businesses. I think it's very important to support local individuals who are putting it on the line. You know, they're the ones taking the risk and pursuing ideas that ultimately could benefit all of us. So I think it's really a commendable endeavor what they're doing, and I want to play my part by supporting them. You just listed off all these supporters that we have as an organization, that TNT has an organization, and in turn, we need to support these founders. And this, you know, the investment is not just in dollars; it's also in time, in making connections for the founders, providing referrals, leads. Those are all other ways that we support the founders that we're going to be seeing here tonight. But how about you, Adrian? Why do you invest in startups?
Yeah, thanks, Hassan. I'll try and be quick because we want to get to the pitches. But for me, you know, I think everyone's got a personal reason. For me, I have 3 kids. I live in Calgary. It's a highly, the economy is still highly weighted to oil and gas. But in the last 7 years, 10 years, we've seen this huge shift in this huge momentum in tech and in clean tech and in life science. We've seen this incredible shift. And I like to imagine that I could be an investor in a company that my kids may work at, like a great company that my kids may work at in the future, and that I can play a part in supporting these companies, in building that diversification of our economy and in building those great companies of the future. So that's my reason. But Hassan, quickly tell us how it works. How does the summit work?
Awesome. All right. So for those of you that are new here to Startup TNT, this is roughly how it's the next 8 weeks is going to play out. So this is not a pitch competition. Yes, obviously you're going to see some amazing pitches tonight, but behind the scenes, the angel investors have already had DD meetings with each of the companies that you're about to see tonight. And every one of the founders that you're going to watch has already been in front of investors. Investors from across Canada have pre-committed a minimum investment of $5,000 to be syndicated by Startup TNT for the winners of the summit. So how do we choose the winners? Well, these are investors are going to meet. Investors will meet as a group every week on an 8-week period to share information about these meetings. So we're going to set up DD calls with the founders and then meet together as a group to discuss what we found. After tonight, the investor will be doing some more due diligence and choosing companies that they want to see move to the next round of due diligence. We're going to be diving into data rooms and having follow-up meetings and talking to possibly customers or suppliers. All of this is going to lead to us culminating in a final finale night where we're going to have 5 companies pitch once again. And this is going to happen live at Platform Calgary on March 14th. So Adrian, I think you're going to drop the in the
Jonah's
chat.
way ahead of us. Jonah
Oh,
is
perfect.
way ahead of us.
And at the end of the summit, one company is going to be able to walk away with the pre-committed funds. And on top of that, TNT Capital will also be co-investing $50,000 along with the syndicated investors. But that's not all. Investors will also have the opportunity to invest in the side deals in other companies that are within our summit and the other summits that are happening simultaneous to ours. So in life sciences and in agri-food. So we run 30 summits and we've had over 90 companies that we invested in. And that means there's been at least 2 side deals that have happened in every summit. So that gives you an idea of just how this process works. Adrian, I think you're on.
Yeah, no. I was just being informed that I was when I did the flyover there, everyone could see that. So I won't do that again. Thank you, Jonah, the man behind the scenes, keeping us on track here. Jonah, thank you very much. Okay, so as Hassan mentioned, we've done this 30 times. We have over 40 investors in this summit in Cleantech participating in the due diligence, learning about the companies, learning about the work that the companies are doing, and the impact that they're making. And when I say impact in this context, we're talking about the environment. This investment summit is geared towards companies that are developing tools or products that are going to help us reduce emissions, reduce pollution, or clean the environment in a demonstrable way. Sadly, one of the top 20 did drop out. That's why it's 19 on the slide. They were too busy to participate. But we are going to hear from 19 great companies that are working hard to make an impact and build great businesses while doing so. So who are those 19? Well, here you go. Here are the logos. Look at this wall. If you recall the logo wall from the beginning with the 90, I think it was 91 companies on it. At least one, but probably more of these logos are going to be joining that wall on March 14th. We're also doing this, like I said, in life sciences and in agri-food. So you can expect, 3 to 6 or so of these companies joining the wall on March 14th. So I think that's it for me. Hassan, what is next?
Yeah, so that leads us to how the evening is going to flow tonight. So as Adrian said, we're going to see 19 pitches tonight. And we're going to divide that up into groups of 3 or 4 blocks of pitches that are going to be introduced by some of our amazing sponsors that we spoke about earlier. Each pitch is going to be 3 minutes. And at that 3-minute mark, either myself or Adrian will interrupt. And then you got an extra 30 seconds after that to complete the rest of your pitch. After that point, unfortunately, we're going to have to cut you off because we've got a long night and we got lots of pitches to get through. So the 3 minutes, 30 seconds is the hard cutoff. And for the audience, as you're listening, make sure you're supporting the presenters. Support them in the chat with comments in the chat, and also think of ways you can support them after the pitch. Meaning, is there a lead that you could possibly provide for the founder, or a connection, or provide a lead to an advisor, or even to customers? So as you're watching the pitches here, just think of ways that you could support these founders. And then, yeah, thanks. And after that, we're to the after parties. We've got 5 after parties planned across the prairies: Edmonton, Calgary, Saskatoon, Regina, Winnipeg. Where we're going to be able to carry out our motto, which is to make friends, have fun, and build companies. And if you haven't done so already, hit that donation for the drinks tab at cheers.startuptea.com, which I think is back in the chat. And I think that covers everything we need to do for tonight. Adrian, anything else left that we need to do?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think we need to hype up this competition a little bit. You know, I will say that you know, since we announced the competition, we've already got 3 in Calgary. We've got Peter Strickland, Alvin Pike, and Aaron Gregory have already donated to the bar tab in Calgary. How are we doing in Regina? I haven't looked.
That's amazing.
Jonah, do we have anyone in Regina? Yeah, well, we'll get
I'll
back
have to get back to you on that there.
We'll have to get back to you on that. Okay, so here we go. I'm standing between you and the pitches. You know, remember what we said. There's going to be some incredible companies. Think about how you can help. I think that's it. Hassan, anything before we begin? Are we ready to go?
We're just about ready to go. We got one more thing to do. We need to kick it off by having a representative from our core funding partner, Prairies Can, do a quick shout out. So Derek Armstrong, if you can come off mute, there you are. Perfect. Awesome, Derek. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks so much, Adrian and Hassan. I'll be really brief here as well. The pitches are next. So I'm Derek Armstrong. I'm the manager of innovation ecosystems with Prairies Economic Development Canada, or Prairies Can. We're a federal economic development agency, and our mandate is to help grow and diversify the economy. We support a wide range of organizations and initiatives, including Startup TNT, the Platform Innovation Center in Calgary, programs like CDL Rockies, applied research with PSI, hydrogen stuff, and methane emissions reduction, and lots of different things. And so I'm really excited about this cohort, about this space, about clean tech. I always say that actually this is the biggest economic opportunity of our lifetime is clean tech and energy transition. So I'm really excited for the pitches tonight. I'm also really excited that there's a number of avatar teams here today, because this is showing some continuity and some cohesion in the ecosystem here in Calgary. We supported the Energy Transition Center and the Avatar programming, and now those startups, they're being ideated there with industry at the table, and now they're coming to Startup TNT for access to capital. So that's exactly what we want to see, and it's exactly one of the reasons why third parties like Startup Genome, Startup Blink are recognizing Calgary as a top clean tech ecosystem in the entire world. So really, really exciting times for clean tech in Calgary, Alberta, and Western Canada. I'm wishing all the presenting founders all the best of luck tonight. Good luck.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Derek. That's great to see that come full circle. And again, thanks again for everything Prairies Can is doing to make help TNT run summits like this. So fabulous work there. So
Absolutely.
Adrian,
yeah, I was gonna say, and if you're not following Derek on LinkedIn, some great Calgary content or Alberta content, Prairies Can, really good. Follow this man, and you'll learn about all the incredible things Prairies Can's doing. I mean, in the prairies, I guess specifically, but Economic Development Canada across the country as well. Okay, it's my pleasure now to bring up Daniel Vo, our VC friend. Daniel, are you here to come off mute and kick off the first set of companies? Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Adrian, and always happy to help out. Do a very quick intro on who I am and Renewal Funds. We're an impact venture capital firm based in Vancouver. We've been supporting entrepreneurs solving environmental problems since the 90s. And we've been longtime supporters of Startup TNT. I think this is our 3rd or 4th summit. I'm personally from Edmonton, went to the Alberta, so always looking to help out the prairies. It's always a big bias of mine. But enough about me. I'm happy to start it off and introduce Pratik from CONNECTEX for our first pitch.
Thanks, Daniel. Thank you very much. Good morning, good evening, everyone. I'm Pratik Ghoshal, founder, CEO of CONNECTEX. Electricity grids are failing fast, leading to widespread blackout and outages, losing hundreds of billions of dollars in infrastructure and human lives. Now over 200,000 people are without power in California, while the electricity prices keep soaring. Rapid electrification is driving up electricity demand not seen since the air conditioning time. Power usage is extremely incredible and unpredictable. We are working more from home, charging our EVs at night. Climate change is making things extremely vulnerable. Unplanned renewable energy development causing more instability to the grids. So grids are antiquated. They're more than 100 years old, so they just can't take the stress anymore. Utilities, grid operators, retailers losing billions of dollars in operating costs. Their old tools and systems just can't handle the situation anymore. Scared consumers like you and I are investing billions of dollars in our own energy devices, such as rooftop solar and batteries. We need to implement a smarter, more reliable, distributed grid now. Utilities need to work with the consumers and utilize their energy devices. But it's extremely impossible to manage millions of these very distributed devices without smart automation and control system. CONNECTEX automates this connection, implementation, operation with its proprietary hardware-independent operating technology called Control OS that balances power supply and demand in real time autonomously, increasing reliability and resiliency in the system, allowing rapid electrification, keeping costs low while reducing carbon footprint. Consumers too can generate more income by selling their extra power and managing energy usage. We are a horizontal software as a service company. Think of us as the Microsoft for smart grid. Our IPs are firmware and cloud software that run with artificial intelligence. We are 100% device agnostic for the very first time in the industry, hence extremely scalable. Any home or business just with a PC, Mac, or a smart TV now can connect to the smart grid with CONNECTEX, and we are an end-to-end operating platform. Our customers are utilities, grid operators, energy retailers, and building managers who pay just a cent per kilowatt hour of electricity, while saving 30% in their operating expenses. The utility consumers can generate between 25 to 55% in net dollar value. We expect to generate over 120 million in ARR with 1 million connected consumers by 2030. Our TAM is global smart grid market. Our SAM is virtual power plant market. North America makes up about 40% of it. Aqua-Cell Energy in Calgary confirms our product market fit with paid pilots. There are other paid pilots happening with smart battery providers and NAIT. Alpha testing is also happening in over 5 sites in North America. The team comes with over 70 years of experience in grid management, renewable energy software development. Founders are serial climate tech entrepreneurs, experience in power electronics, edge computing, control system, data science, and AI. We are seeking to raise $1 million in pre-seed, 15% of which is already committed. We estimate our annual burn rate to be about $800,000. We will invest this money in pilot execution, tech development, cybersecurity, and we are planning on launching in 12 months. We appreciate your time and thank you for your time today. Thanks for your interest in us.
Great. That was awesome. So next presenter is Jenny with GreenBox Innovations.
Thank you, Daniel. Imagine if smoke detectors were never invented. The only way for you to detect fire at your home is by having the fire department coming to your place 3 times a year looking for fire. That's how companies monitor their fugitive methane emissions right now. Hello, everyone. My name is Jenny Zhao, and I'm here to tell you about GreenBox, an out-of-box solution for fugitive methane emissions management. Our story begins with oil and gas companies' struggle to understand and measure fugitive methane emissions based on 3 categories: cost, knowledge, and optics. For cost, there's a big regulatory tab coming for fugitive emissions. In 2022, 576 million tons of CO2 equivalent fugitive methane emissions were reported globally. As the regulations evolve, we're looking at $1 billion problem by 2030 for just Canada. For knowledge, energy companies are scattered on a spectrum in terms of how much they know about emissions, 1 to 3 times a year, or too much confusion and unreliable data that don't provide actionable insights. For optics, many companies are striving to achieve net zero by 2050. ESG reports are now used as a source of decision-making financial data. Companies want to decrease their government footprint, and because of this, it's time to get serious about reducing fugitive emissions. Meet GreenBox, a novel way of managing your emission needs. Whenever a worker visits a site, they'll wear a GreenBox, which has a built-in top-of-the-line sensor that will collect methane concentration data passively as workers walk around on site doing their regular work. This mobile source of data will then be fed through our algorithm. that will provide you with real-time actionable insights that allows you to manage your future emissions quickly and effectively. Wear it, find it, fix it. That's how GreenBox does it. According to our findings, the market size for future methane detection technology is $725 million in North America. We're targeting the Alberta market first, as the regulation is most stringent with lots of interest for methane emissions management. But it will be a natural progression for us to expand to other regions in Canada and into the US market as interest for emission reduction evolves even more. Our budget is estimated around $200 million, and GreenBox aims to become a major player in this market within the decade. We have our first prototype completed and tested in lab environment and control release sites. Our plan is to patent our technology and get regulatory approvals. We'll then direct more efforts in getting our first set of customers and production. We're currently in the process of securing a letter of intent with Cenovus and Finis Energy, and working towards other potential LOIs with oil and gas majors. It's the team that will bring GreenBox vision to life. As you can see, we've got a great team with diverse skills and experiences, including engineering, data science, finance, and regulatory policies, not to mention a combined 50 years of experience in oil and gas. Thank you, sponsors, for helping GreenBox.
Jenny, that's 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
All right.
That's right. We're looking to raise 950,000 ERC round, which will get us to commercialization in 24 months. If you see the promising future that we see in GreenBox, we invite you to invest and be part of the future. Thank you.
Okay, on to our next presenter. It's Scott from Finis Energy.
Let me just unmute that. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
You're good.
Yep.
Wonderful. Hello, everybody. My name is Scott Carrington. I'm currently a business owner in Calgary, and this is my startup, Finis Energy. We've all seen them around Calgary. Yes, they're unattractive, but more importantly, there's an underlying issue with solar panels today. Eventually, the roof around those solar panels and underneath those solar panels need to be replaced. In order for that to happen, those solar panels need to come off. That roof needs to come off. The roof needs to go back on. And then the homeowner needs to make a decision of whether or not to install a 10-year-old solar system. That does not make financial sense. In addition, the capital it took to replace that roof actually negates a lot of the electrical savings over the last 10 years. Here's our solution. We sell a patented solar roof system where the solar is the roof. Our tiles are engineered to last for over 50 years. We have 4 key competitive advantages over our nearest competitor. 1, we can walk on it. 2, it's upgradable. 3, it's easily repairable. And 4, it's worry-free. Why buy a Finis roof? Yes, to reduce your electrical bill. Also, you could use it to offset your roof replacement costs with electrical savings. And a 10 kilowatt solar system will add up to an additional $60,000 of value to your home. And of course, being environmentally conscious. Who is our customer? In November of 2023, we were invited to present at the Western Canada Builders Block Expo. It was an invite-only event. There was over 400 builders and developers in Western Canada invited to that event. It was an overwhelming success. It helped us validate who our customers are. In addition to builders and developers, we're going to sell our product to roofing companies to allow roofing companies to get into the solar business. We're going to sell to solar companies to allow them to diversify and get into the roofing business. How big is our potential target market? When I first started Finis, I engaged William Joseph to do a market assessment. They identified 78,000 homes in Edmonton. They identified 127,000 homes in Calgary. That doesn't include Red Deer. That doesn't include Medicine Hat. That does not include BC. That does not include Ontario. And certainly it does not include the US. By 2030, the residential solar market is expected to be an $18 billion industry. Here's our competitive analysis. Yes, we are the best price out there. Our aesthetics and functionality are better than we think than Tesla, and certainly the other providers here in Canada. That's just a quick overview. Financial projections, we're currently 50% gross profit. Our net profit's 24. We expect with economies of scale, our net profit will be closer to 50%. We expect to be cash flow positive by the end of 2024, profitable by 2026, and enter the US market in 2027. There's our management team, there's our supporters, and here's the ask. We're looking for a large-scale manufacturing mentor, we're looking for a sales mentor, and we're also looking for investors who are interested in Finis. My name is Scott Carrington, founder of Finis Energy.
Thanks, Scott. Great presentation. And next we have Babak at BrewNature.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you see it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
you want to
you
go
see
present?
my? Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Babak Roshani. I am so happy to present you a revolutionary technology in organic waste composting. Organic waste is a global issue, producing 17% of greenhouse gas emissions. In Canada alone, 60% of all food is wasted, which is equivalent to $49 billion per year, and 9 million tons of degradable waste ending up in our landfills annually, which causing the emission of 9.8 million tons of carbon dioxide. And solving that problem is equivalent to removing 2.1 million cars off the road. After 2 years of research and development, we developed a microbial aid, and also we helping specialize vessels, and at the end product is going to be a biofertilizer in form of granulized fertilizer. So the input can be any type of organic waste, including the garden, kitchen waste, food waste. It passed through a grinder. Before going to the vessel, we add the microbial aid, and after 5 days, the output can be a granular fertilizer or solid compost. We have done a successful piloting at different places, and as you see in the left side, in food waste and kitchen waste, go to the vessel, and after 5 days, you see the granulized biofertilizer. So why BrewNature technology? BrewNature composting technology takes 5 days comparing to conventional, which take 150 days. No greenhouse gas emissions. The operation can be done 24/7 during the entire year. No seasonality dependence. Is a modular system, and less storage is required. Minimum power required. Zero liquid discharge, and the end product is going to be organic fertilizer, which has a volume. The market opportunity, there are 8,000 cities, towns, and villages in Canada. And by selling the composter alone in Canada, the market opportunity is going to be a $5 billion. And the selling from microbial aid in Canada is going to be $100 million. Our business model is going to be based on the selling the equipment from 1 to 15 tons unit, leasing the equipment, selling the microbial aid, which bring a recurring revenue to the company, and licensing the technology for overseas. And when we are growing, remote monitoring and operation support for the customers. The financial projection, as you see for the leasing model during the next 5 years, at the end of year 3, we are expecting to have a revenue of $2.8 million. And purchasing model at the end of year 3, we are hoping be profitable and with $4.3 million. We have done a piloting at the Candle Lake Provincial Park for a fish waste, and Sunshine Coast in a BC again for a fish waste, and also Lee's Colony. And at the end of February, we are going to do the piloting for a waste management company.
Babak, that's sorry, that's 3 minutes. So you got a few more seconds to wrap it up.
Yeah, and thank you so much, and let's make the world a better place together. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Babak, Scott, Jenny, and Pratik. Those are some amazing pitches. Good job to all of you on that. And thank you, Daniel Vo from Renewal Funds for that, for the introduction and for helping us get through that block of pitches. So we got our next block of pitches coming up. And just before I introduce our next community supporter and sponsor, I've been asked to say that the beer tab has gone up by $100 in Calgary by some guy named Adrian who made a donation. Adrian, was that you?
It was me, and I've got bad news for you, Hassan. It's gone up by quite a bit more than that. I'll give the total number at the end. We've had donations from Stu. We've had donations from Zach Friesen. We've got donations rolling in all over Calgary. Remember,
Oh, man.
BC and Ontario go to Regina here. So let's see where we end up
Well,
at the
all
end.
right. Well, we'll see what happens after this next block. I might have to make some phone calls while these next series of pitches are going on. But to help us introduce the next series of presenters, we have one of our newest sponsors, Lindsay, from director at Plug and Play. Lindsay, can you come off mute? I don't know, Lindsay, if you're here.
I see Lindsay in the call here, but maybe we can ask her to unmute.
Hey, John, are you able to send a direct message to her?
For sure.
All right, while we get for Lindsay, yeah, keep those. Calgary's obviously winning, so everyone if you can, help support Regina. I guess I'll have to.
We should clarify. We also have Winnipeg. We also have Saskatoon. We also have Edmonton. The only reason we keep talking about Calgary Regina is just because it's Hassan and I, the Regina lead and the Calgary lead. But yeah, no, if you're in Edmonton, you donate. Your donations are greatly appreciated. They are going to go to the Edmonton Happy Hour. This is Saskatoon donations are going to go to the Saskatoon Happy Hour, and the Winnipeg donations are going to go to the Manitoba Happy Hour. So, by all means, and your names are probably being shouted out by those leads in those other streams right now. But we'll try and get a summary here, and we'll make sure you get recognized. So thank you, everyone. Though, yeah. But yeah, for tonight, Regina, we're waiting for some of you guys.
Yes. So it looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with Lindsay. Hopefully we'll get her back connected again so that she can talk to us about Plug and Play. But in the meantime, Adrian, I think we should press on with the next series of pitches. So I'll do the introductions on this one, if you can keep the time. And so next up is going to be Bing with Nanode battery. Bing, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, ready to.
Awesome. All right. Well, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Bing Cao. I'm CEO of Nanode Battery Technologies. At Nanode, we are specialized in defining the best anode materials for sodium-ion batteries. So let me ask you this question. What has been stopping you from buying an electric car? I know the first thing is the demand is really high. And the second, the price of lithium-ion battery is very high. Thus, a EV is very costly. And the most important question here is actually the lithium mine reserve is not going to supply the global electric car demands in the future. By 2050, there's going to be not enough lithium there. So what is our solution here? After diving into the renewable energy area for over 10 years, I've landed my solution in sodium-ion batteries. It is one of the most promising beyond lithium-ion solutions. First, sodium is way much cheaper and more abundant than lithium. It's 500 times more abundant than lithium on the Earth. And also, sodium-ion battery has this benefit of faster charging and better low temperature performance as compared to lithium-ion batteries, and it is also safer to use. So the only limitation now is the low energy density of sodium-ion battery. The main reason lies in its current hard carbon-based anode. So at Nanode, we are here to solve this problem. We have a solution to use tin-based anode to replace the hard carbon-based anode so that a sodium-ion battery can have the same energy density as lithium-ion batteries. This is a product. So first of all, it offers 2.5 times better anode capacity, and it also offers amazing 6-minute super fast charging properties. As you see from this SEM picture, we have well-controlled microstructure, so the volume expansion is well controlled, and this allows us to get a energy density of over 200 watt-hour per kilogram. This is on par with the most state-of-art lithium-ion batteries. And we found a great product market fit. We are providing this drop-in anode solution for the battery cell manufacturers. We have 3 active paid pilot to test, and we have 10 customers in material qualification and many more companies wanting our material. And we count a tier 1 battery manufacturer in North America as one of our paying customers here. So why should you invest in us? First, our technology is patent pending. We have been working in this area for over 7 years, and we've also assembled a team of 10 with experts in batteries and material science. We have raised the capitals before, and we have 3 active paying pilots. This is $1 billion market, and our current customer pipeline already covers 300 million of that.
3 minutes, Bing.
Yeah, I invite you to invest in us. This is your chance to invest in your next EV battery. Thank you.
All right, Bing. Thanks for that presentation all about batteries. Love it. Okay, up next we got James from MissionNet. James, are you ready?
Yeah, I sure am. I must have.
Drift next, my friend. Drift is next.
Did I get the wrong one?
Yeah.
Looking at the wrong.
You panicked me there, Hassan.
Yes. Sorry about that. Good catch. I'm glad you didn't start. Okay, Ryan, with Drift Resources, you're up next.
Thanks. You're going to hear some bad words tonight. Oil, bitumen, emissions, tailings ponds, habitat loss, all the things we shouldn't say during a Cleantech pitch. So buckle up, because Drift is a company with a huge upside and a ton of ambition. We're going to change the way oil sands are produced, and we need your help. I'm Ryan Cameron, CSO of Drift. We are not here to help the big oil sands companies keep doing what they're doing. We are reinventing bitumen production because Canada needs a better solution to massive tailings ponds, giant holes in the ground, and huge amounts of natural gas used to make steam. The other guys emit 72.3 billion kilograms of CO2 a year. They've created 1.4 billion cubic meters of tailings ponds and disturbed almost 1,000 square kilometers of habitat. At Drift, we don't have a silver bullet that solves these problems, for these existing problems, but we do have a straightforward, practical, patented process that avoids these issues going forward. It's called GABE, or gravity-assisted bitumen extraction, and it will revolutionize how oil sands are developed. Instead of drilling a hole and trying to keep it open like typical oil wells, Drift allows the oil sands to naturally collapse under the weight of gravity into our well. Our specialized tools and auger technology then transports the oil, sand, and water through the well to the surface. The oil sand is separated using the same washing process that the mines use. The washed sand is then mixed with recycled water and a binder that creates a paste, which is pumped back into the ground where that sand originally came from. It sounds simple, and it is, but sometimes simple can be hard. Drift has an experienced team of industry leaders working on the best ways to solve these unique challenges facing the oil sands. In Alberta, we're starting in the middle, an area where the resource is too deep for open pit mining and too shallow for SAGD techniques. We've secured a testing site, and we also own over 13,000 acres of oil sands leases for future commercial operations and production. We have the support of several local Indigenous communities, and we're anticipating our regulatory approvals will arrive in April of 2024. The only thing that's left for us is to find the capital. A 10-well GABE site will generate $292 million in annual revenue and prevent the release of 26 million kilograms of CO2. We have a better solution than what is happening today, and we are prepared to deliver both environmentally and financially. Let's produce the energy that will fuel the transition and provide an environmentally responsible feedstock for initiatives like bitumen beyond combustion. We're looking for serious investors who want to work with a motivated team over the next 2 years to deliver a pilot and a commercial demonstration project. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks very much, Ryan. A great job on that. A very interesting idea. Up next, we have Raman with ENA Solutions. Raman, you ready to go?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So I picked the right person.
Yeah. Hi.
All right.
Yeah, you guys can hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you. Everything's good to go.
Perfect. My name is Raman Tejalipur. I'm the co-founder of ENA Solution. I'm here today on behalf of my partner, Patrick Williamson, and the entire ENA Solution team to present what ENA Solution is about. My partner and I, being engineers, have visited numerous machine shops, commercial and industrial buildings. During our visits, we noticed that mechanical and programmable thermostats were often encased in lockboxes, dangling from walls, and not doing what they were supposed to do, controlling the heat or cool of the building. This didn't sit right with us, so we quit our jobs during the pandemic and started the ENA Solution. Our mission was to design a ruggedized, tamper-proof thermostat that would last long, be affordable, simple, quick to deploy, require little to no prior knowledge, bring peace of mind, reduce energy consumption, and pay for itself in less than 6 months. ENAstat was born, a cloud-based, industrial-grade, tamper-proof smart thermostat with powerful analytics and device management software, entirely designed and developed in-house, assembled and manufactured right in Canada. It is simple to install, require no C wires, make this solution #1 for retrofit application. We own our intellectual property. We reached a product market fit in 2022 and increased our business 6-fold last year. We have deployed over 4,500 ENAstats in over 400 buildings in US and Canada. Our success being recognized, having received a few awards, such as the People Choice Awards at Launch Party Top 10 in Calgary last year. This year, we plan to double our business and are on track to do so. The market opportunity for our solution is huge, with over 6 million industrial and commercial buildings in North America, growing 3% yearly. Less than 23% are equipped with expensive building management systems. We couldn't have achieved this growth without our experienced and talented team, and of course, our incredible advisor who pushed ENA Solution forward. We are currently seeking strategic investors who can open doors in this space for us. Up until now, we have been bootstrapping and received numerous grants. We are now looking to raise between 1.2 million to 1.5 million to take our business to the next level. We would love you to join us in continuing our mission to reduce energy consumption, save our customers money, and make every building a smart building.
Thank you, Raman. That was awesome. Okay, can I ask, Raman, can you stop sharing your screen? I do want to see Lindsay. Are you there? Are you ready to go? Can you just come off? I know you didn't get to introduce the companies, but can you tell us about Plug and Play? Are you able to come on?
I am back on.
There she is.
I think after a few years of COVID and technology that somebody would have figured out this integration, but I have borrowed another MacBook. We're ready to go. Lindsay Smiley, Director of Alberta from Plug and Play. Those of you who don't know of Plug and Play, we're a global innovation platform. We're in over 60 locations around the world. We work with 600 of the largest corporations across 22 different industries. We've been in Alberta now for 2 years. We're also deploying our own money. So we make over 200 investments in early stage startups every year. We're really looking forward to just seeing all these pitches and doing more in the ecosystem. So thanks again, Adrian. Great pitches so far and look forward to seeing more.
Thank you, Lindsay. No, love having Plug and Play, a global player like you guys in the ecosystem. But let's talk about another player in the ecosystem, the Cleantech ecosystem. Brian Trudell, one of our summit organizing partners. Can you come on and introduce the next swath of companies, please?
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Adrian. Yeah, Avatar, real quick, corporate venture studio. We work with some of the largest companies in Canada on industrial decarbonization. We run an entrepreneurship course, innovation, technology development, and we love to be part of all the ecosystem players. And a shout out back to Derek for all of his support in the work that we're doing at the Energy Transition Center in Calgary. And we also have a $2.5 million venture capital fund that we raised last year. So yeah, my pleasure to introduce the next three teams, all out of our studio. First one up is Kent from CO2 Brew. This should be the closer, but we've put it right in the middle here. But let's see what Kent has to say today. Thanks.
Can everyone see me in here okay? Perfect. Okay, let me just share my screen. Everyone can see the screen all right as well?
Not yet. Nope.
Yeah.
So let me know when you can.
Yeah,
it's up.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We're CO2 Brew. What if I told you there's an industry that produces a product that they release to the atmosphere, while at the same time purchasing that product in order to run their operations? Missed opportunity, right? Around the world, breweries produce vast quantities of CO2 that's released to the atmosphere, while at the same time they purchase CO2 in order to run their downstream operations. CO2 Brew has developed a unit that captures the carbon dioxide off the fermentation process, cleans it using unique scrubbers, cools, compresses, and stores the liquid CO2 to be later used in the brewery, or be sold off if produced in excess. Our unit's compact and mobile, as you'll see in the following slide. We've also developed a trademark symbol that brewers can use to let customers know that the beverage they're consuming used recycled CO2. Now, the benefit for brewers reduces the CO2 costs, increases a secure, reliable supply of CO2, and reduces GHG emissions through the capturing of CO2 normally vented to the atmosphere. There's also the potential for an untapped revenue stream through the sale of excess CO2. Now, for economics, our pricing model is using a rental style model. This eliminates the need for brewers to have large upfront capital in order to purchase a unit, something that might be challenging for small to medium craft brewers. To date, we've spoken to 60 plus breweries. They're all interested in installing the technology. To support this, we have 9 letters of interest from breweries, 1 from a distillery, and 5 pending. Now, for CO2 brew and investors, our IRRs are between 25 and 60%, with payout periods between 1.7 and 2.75 years, depending on the size of the brewery. These numbers also don't include the sale of excess CO2 or carbon credits. In terms of market, it's quite healthy. In North America, there's over 10,000 breweries, meaning a total addressable market of roughly $540 million per year potential revenue. Our target market, that equates to roughly $162 million. Globally, there's over 21,000 breweries, and looking at our target market, this means roughly $400 million potential revenue. Now, distilleries and wineries can also take advantage of this system, as well as food producers. Overall, we're looking at roughly 93,000 possible installed units. Now, having a great idea is good, but the team is what makes it happen. Our 4 co-founding members are all highly driven chemical engineers with a passion for sustainability and very diverse work experience. We're also supported by a highly energetic advisory team. What are we looking for? $860,000. This will allow us to complete our first demo unit and install it at our confirmed location here in Calgary. It will also allow us to complete our first commercial unit and 2 years of business runtime. Our initial seed round is already 50% committed with non-dilutive funding from Alberta Innovates, $110,000 from the founders, and we're just about to close a $250,000 deal with Avatar, who is our lead VC. And we all want to save the planet, so why don't we save the only planet we know that has beer? Thank you.
That was great. Thank you, Kent. A pleasure. I'm very thirsty now. Adrian, I think Avatar is going to have to contribute a bit to your slush fund there. All right, next up, we'll keep going, is James Ingalls from MissionNet. James, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Hi, I'm James Ingalls, CEO of MissionNet. I'll start by telling you a story that really sets the stage for MissionNet. So in 2021, a major pipeline had a pressure safety valve released, which isn't an uncommon occurrence. However, due to location, It shut down a highway and was posted all over social media, which is actually where that picture is taken from. It will ultimately cost that pipeline over $3 million for a 2-hour event. One of the worst parts is that there was no way for the pipeline to know before they received a phone call. But this is a symptom of a much larger problem, which is that the energy industry is largely blind to anything not control related. It's becoming a major liability. So what's stopping them? Why hasn't this already been solved? Well, there's a major underlying problem with remote data capabilities. To illustrate this, we'll look at the options for connecting a remote sensor to a company network. There's 3. So there's wired connections, but the infrastructure doesn't exist, and it's far too expensive to deploy at these remote locations. There's cellular, which works, but only where you have coverage. And where these devices operate, there often is no coverage. And even if there is coverage, the cost and power requirements of the devices make it untenable at scale. And that leaves us with satellite, which is generally what's used when cellular isn't an option, but it's far too costly for these large-scale distributed systems. So we're stuck. We have no way to do this that makes sense. And that's why we designed MissionNet, to use energy infrastructure to ship data, not just fossil fuels. MissionNet mounts cutting-edge communications equipment on existing energy infrastructure. So imagine a shoebox with a 4-foot antenna. There's actually a picture in the top right there. Once installed, MissionNet blankets the surrounding area up to 30 kilometers away in sensor communication coverage, eliminating the need for cellular and satellite connections at the sensors. What that means is that the emissions monitoring, system optimization, asset management, and worker safety use cases that are currently out of reach are immediately implementable. In terms of the business model, we underpin the business with recurring revenue from long-term enterprise contracts and drive substantial returns with subscription-based revenue from the secondary markets surrounding the anchoring industrial. Once we secure contracts with key energy industry customers, and through those contracts, consolidate a dominant network coverage footprint, the land grab will be over. It'll be difficult for anyone to compete or replicate our model. And this is all building towards MissionNet's ultimate vision, which is to own and operate the world's largest IoT network. But what really differentiates MissionNet from other clean tech companies is that our economics don't rely on volatile carbon policy. And we have a very unique ability to generate diversified revenue from multiple high growth markets, including smart agriculture, forestry management, indigenous community enablement, national defense, critical infrastructure monitoring, meaning our growth is uncapped and we're resilient to market fluctuations. You can really think of MissionNet as an unregulated telecom with a focus on emissions and environmental monitoring. A great indication of our market fit is that we had an operational pilot within a year of founding, which was signed by TC Energy's CIO. Through the 18-month pilot, we've demonstrated security as well as the range and reliability of the technology and are now scoping an expansion. Additionally, we've secured strategic partnership with Spartan Controls, a strategic investment from a leading agricultural service company, as well as a partnership with an indigenous community energy infrastructure developer. In order to achieve something of this scale, we require a very talented team. And we've built exactly that, forming one of our biggest competitive advantages with expertise spanning energy, telecom, finance, and industrial sensors and analytics. Our $850,000 seed round will provide MissionNet with a 24-month runway.
James, sorry, I missed the 3-minute mark. You're at time. You're at 3:30, so I'm sorry. We're gonna have to cut it off. Okay,
there. It's all good. Thank you.
Just keep that slide up, James. I can keep reading. All right, great job, James. Always a pleasure. All right, up next we have Taba from Splice N Connect. Taba, take it away.
Thank you, Brian. Electrification is happening, and we have committed for our power sector to decarbonize and reach net zero by 2050. Already within Canada, 85% of our power is from non-fossil fuel sources, which is great, but our grid capacity can't keep up. And frankly, the infrastructure is old. $15.4 billion was spent on grid modernization in Canada in 2021, and that's projected to increase to $40 billion by just 2035. The electricity grid is the backbone of decarbonization, and we need our power to be safe, affordable, and most importantly, reliable. But to that end, all those underground power cables we put in, well, let's hope they don't fail, because currently 90% of underground power cables or failures occur at a connection point, the splice. And we have no way of knowing there's any issue until we have a power outage. I mean, sure, there are existing methods to monitor and test cables, but most of those are relying on fixed interval testing. So I guess we just continue to hope nothing happens in the 3 to 5 years between testing cycles. Other monitoring solutions are too expensive or not predictive. Hope is not a plan. We need an innovative solution. We need line of sight into asset health. And that is why Splice N Connect is working on a Cleantech device to provide continuous monitoring of underground power cables. We'll be measuring heat and partial discharge and wirelessly transmitting that information to a central user interface. The unique technology for continuous power underground, combined with the underground wireless solution, makes it truly novel and innovative. The information will be transmitted to an easy-to-use dashboard, which will provide priority sequencing, alerts, and data about individual splices. This will provide the exact information that allows users to make informed decisions, create proactive maintenance plans, and reduce operational costs. Imagine knowing when and where the next failure will occur. Our conservative estimate of the first few years market penetration for just the utility industry in North America is over $400 million. And we see revenue streams from both hardware sales and software as a service. And that's just the beginning. Oil and gas, mining, renewables, basically anywhere that has underground power cables, we need asset insight. We have clear path to IP along with 3 signed LOIs to pilot and are working through a commercialization agreement with a major international manufacturer. We have practical experience in power systems and electrical reliability and key partnerships in place to get this product to market. To help reach net zero by 2050, we need to ensure the backbone for decarbonization is continuously available. And Splice N Connect is doing this by arming users with the ability to plan, execute, and operate a safer, more reliable electrical system. We all need power. Let's make it reliable and available. Thank you.
Awesome, and well done on time. There we are. Thank you very much, Taba. I would like to give a quick update to the people here. It's been wild on the donation side. I will say thank you to our supporters. Keiko is in Edmonton. Keiko for the Edmonton bar tab. Thank you so much. I will also got Dimitri is on the call here. Dimitri for the Calgary bar tab. But Regina they got a big one. Hassan, was that you? Was that you, Hassan?
I'm not sure who that was. I don't know.
Same name, just coincidence.
That was me, Adrian. Different number in Alberta company.
Someone did do a numbered company. So was that you? Was that you guys?
That was me.
Right on. Okay. So Hassan, where are we here?
Well, Adrian, we're about halfway through. And these were some amazing companies that pitched. We got about another 9 or so to go. But we thought we'd take a bit of a break here. Maybe do a little bit of a interaction with the crowd and get some hype going. What do you think?
Yeah, we've heard some pretty awesome companies. I think it's about time that we got a little hype. But who's gonna hype us? Like who do we know?
I don't know. Who do you know that might be able to chat up about kind of the history of TNT and where it came from and how it all started?
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Okay, so you remember those two guys we mentioned? We went to those 2 guys meeting in a bar on week 6. They're here.
They're here.
They're here. I can see them. Co-founders of Startup TNT in Edmonton, right there. Zach and Tim. Take it away, Zach and Tim. Tell us what you've been seeing and hearing tonight.
All right. Well, guys, it's week 248. Can you believe that? We've been having TNT for 248 weeks, and it's still going so strong. There's 120 people on this Zoom call. There's 100 people in the room behind me. They're watching the life sciences stream. There's 90 people on the life sciences call. There's like 85 people on the agri-food call.
Hundreds of people watching pitches from across Western Canada. This is awesome.
You know what's pretty exciting? Tim and I met at a small little brew pub in Edmonton called Polar Park Brewing. And we are now, okay, sir, security's gonna have to move you in a second. We are now happy to report that we are coast to Arctic coast.
That's right.
Look at that.
Coast to coast, the 2 coasts that matter in Canada, from
BC to Manitoba.
Pacific to the
Hudson's Bay, part of the Arctic Ocean, I believe, if my geography serves me correct.
Count
it. And listen, Adrian, this is what we're really excited about. We started just with a simple dream of getting more people to invest in local startup companies, have fun together. And we are now one of the most active investors in all of Canada. We did 35 seed and pre-seed deals in the last 12 months. How many are we going to do in the next 12?
Oh,
More than that.
I hope
Easily.
it better be more than that. It better be more than that. It's pretty awesome.
I see lots of investable companies around the table here. I'm
Yeah.
excited for what's going to happen.
Yeah, great companies in the group here tonight. Awesome conversations. We got a lot of investors. Just a reminder, Cleantech, time and time again, puts out the largest investor engagement, largest investor interest. They come to play. They're serious. I love the Cleantech investors. Love the Cleantech Summit. I have a PhD in chemical engineering, so I'm just going to throw that out there.
I'm just a finance guy. I don't understand what
Cleantech people can take me seriously. And this is just a really awesome event. And please donate to the bar tab. I just put in $250. How much did you put in?
Also same.
Look at that.
The weird number.
Like co-founder. Okay. Adrian, Hassan, thanks so much, guys. This is great.
And thank you to all of you for showing up and helping out the companies here and supporting them and making it happen. So thanks for everybody for taking your time.
Thank you so much, Zach and Tim. What you guys have built is absolutely impactful. You're doing incredible work. Yeah, 91 companies that we've invested in. It's unbelievable to see. Yeah, so thanks, guys. We are going to move along. We want to get to that after party. We heard it.
2 minutes of fame. 2 minutes of fame. That's all we get. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, so with that, guys, you just heard it. Edmonton's kicking our butts, but that's okay. Regina versus Calgary, what matters tonight between Hassan and I.
What's the score right now? What's the score again?
I haven't added it up. We'll tabulate it at the end. But I will say that I'm excited to introduce the next co-host, the next person to introduce our co-founder of the original Cleantech Summit. They've been a lead organizing partner since the beginning of the Cleantech Summits. David Yiptong. David, are you there? Can we spotlight David? Let's go. Thank you, Zach and Tim.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be here. It's great to see all the companies that are pitching, and not only that, but all the partners. It wasn't like this back at the beginning, and I think as far as Alberta and the prairies go, we're really showing all the progress that's going on. I'm with Foresight. For those of you who don't know Foresight, if you're a venture, if you're someone pitching and you don't know who Foresight is, you just need to ask someone else who's pitching alongside you, because there's tons of companies here that have all participated in Foresight programming. It's great to see the progress being made. Some of the things to look out for in terms of things that we're doing. We do the Foresight 50 every year, which is the 50 most investable clean tech companies in Canada. Applications go out for that in the summer. But more near term, if you're in Alberta, we're looking at maybe doing a second version of the Alberta Clean Tech Awards. So we'll be reaching out to partners and to companies for that. But enough of me, because I know we're behind schedule. I'd like to introduce the next company, and that will be Ian from Wave9. Ian, are you there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna share it here. Please let me know if the slides are not progressing. So we should see a full screen.
You're good. Go ahead.
Great. I'm getting the Zoom corner here. Hang on. There we go. Okay, my name is Ian Cunningham. I'm the CEO of Wave9 Technology. Wave9 focuses on a key oil and gas challenge, that of the asset inspection process. So this is a very standard process. Operators will hop in a truck and drive around 40 to 60 well sites every single day. They're inspecting these wells to make sure that they're running, and they're looking for leaks. Those are the two critical items. But the process is costly. It involves a lot of time. Lone workers are driving around. Today, they're on icy roads, and it leaves sites unattended for 24 hours or more at a time. So there's a number of costs and risks. We help producers to move to a managed by exception process where those same
if your slides are meant to be advancing, they're not advancing.
They're not. Okay. Are you seeing slide 1 here now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, I'm just going to go with this then, Adrian. So as I said, the process is they get in a truck and drive around all of these sites. We help them to move to a managed by exception process where those same operators are inside of an office and they can see the status of all those well sites through an application. The application can take in camera data and provide AI leak detection and other kinds of alerts. And that way they can identify and drive to only those sites that actually require an intervention. In order to do this, we aggregate data from a number of different sources. It might be equipment that we deploy ourselves, including the cameras that are AI equipped. And then we may also bring in data from existing SCADA systems or other equipment that the producers deployed to the field. We take that and run it through the analytics and AI to develop an interactive dashboard that the operators use to drive their daily workflow. We say this provides them with the right info at the right time. Clients say that other solutions, they often get raw data and their field staff doesn't have the time or capability to analyze it. They also say that those other solutions provide them with data silos, which they want to escape. So unlike that, Wave9 integrates the data, applies AI and analytics, and delivers direct calls to action. So here you can see a bit of a description of that. Most other solutions are just providing data with varying degrees of analytics, but we are much more focused on the workflow optimization, and there's fewer people that are looking at that. So combining the right info at the right time is key. Wave9 has ongoing commercial operations in Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Manitoba, and we're now looking at fundraising for an expansion into the US oil and gas market. From there, we can address other verticals in the global environmental monitoring space. Typically, a producer will be talking to us about projects that eventually will scale up to more than 500 locations. And we have a high resale, high margin, and long-term cash flow with our SaaS business model. We have two projects in the pipeline now that may bring us to break even this year. And beyond that, we're looking at the US expansion, as I mentioned. So myself, Priest, and Joanne are the business side of Wave9. I'm also on the technical team with Ricardo and Badon, and we're looking for $500,000 in funding that, as I mentioned, will go completely towards business development and sales hires to fund a year and a half of expansion into the US market. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. Good job. Next up, we have Keith from Aqua-Cell Energy. Keith, are you here?
I am. Just pull up my screen here. All right. I'm Keith Cleland, the CEO of Aqua-Cell Energy, where we are unlocking massive new markets for energy storage with our saltwater flow batteries. The technology is patent pending with a full-scale prototype ready to commercialize and a proven market with letters of intent for piloting that will lead to the first 10 to 15 million in sales. Now, it's no secret we need energy storage to support net zero. There's a major gap in long-duration energy storage available, primarily at the medium scale. This includes commercial industrial facilities who can pay up to 20x the price for off-peak electricity, and distribution grids who supply this electricity, passing on the high cost to build infrastructure. They both want to save money with renewables and use energy for over 12 hours, but at this medium scale, they don't have batteries available. The small and large scale are taken care of through lithium and pumped hydro, but this leaves a massive market opportunity in the medium scale for us. The Aqua-Cell flow battery applies patent-pending retrofits to a mass-produced saltwater treatment process, meaning we can scale extremely quick. Our battery stores energy for 16 hours at less than half the cost of lithium without safety concerns. This will be the lowest cost option for medium-scale energy storage, providing affordable, reliable, clean electricity. And Aqua-Cell can scale fast. Phase 1 is complete, our lab-scale unit. Phase 2 is complete, where we proved the full-scale stack prototype. Further scale up from here is multiplying the number of stacks and optimizing. Phase 3 is our 50 kilowatt commercial module, which we'll pilot at a municipal distribution grid in Alberta next year. The pilot will secure future sales in the city and with another interested grid operator, leading to the first 10 to 15 million in sales, with letters of intent secured from both. Now, this is a massive global market for energy storage, growing to over $200 billion by 2030. We'll start with direct sales to distribution grids, then use them as a channel partner to break into commercial and industrial, shifting to a recurring revenue model for explosive growth. We're on track with our pilot over the next couple of years, leading us to over 100 million in sales by 2030. Now, saltwater electrolyte makes us the lowest cost option at the medium scale. We have an established manufacturing and supply chain, so we can scale faster with less investment, unlike our competition. Other flow batteries have had to raise hundreds of millions to commercialize, but their focus is on the large scale. I mentioned lithium and large scale storage, which can't even compete in this medium scale, which solidifies our strong market niche. Myself and my co-founder Ellsworth are experts in the technology, and we have highly renowned industry experts advising us. To scale fast, we partnered with a water treatment supplier and have the support of several organizations who connected us with the right people at the right companies for efficient sales and operations. We're capital efficient, completing everything with $300K in grants, just secured a $250K grant, and are looking for investment in our company for $2 million for development of our customer pilot, leading to millions in sales. Aqua-Cell Energy's saltwater battery is the fastest way to enable affordable clean power for the grid of tomorrow. Technology is de-risked, we have customers ready, it's a multi-billion-dollar market with investment flowing in quickly. And I hope you'll join our journey at Aqua-Cell Energy to power the world with saltwater. Thank you.
Fantastic. Great job. Great job, Keith. Up next, we have Shabab with CarboMat.
Thanks, David. Let me share the screen. So are you able to see the screen? Can you see this?
Yeah, we can see it.
Oops, I need some bones. Sorry, technical issues. Let me share one more time.
Okay, we can see your screen.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Just let me know if it doesn't move forwards. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Shabab Saad here, the CEO co-founder of CarboMat. Today, I'm here to present our innovative technology to produce high-value carbon fibers from low-value asphaltenes, which has a revenue growth opportunity of multi-billion dollars within the next 5 years. So with global population predicted to spike at 9.7 billion in 2050, we are in a crucial need for sustainable materials. And that becomes more challenging with reduced plastic usage, thus questioning us with what could be some alternate sustainable materials. The answer is carbon fibers, which are lightweight fibrous materials thinner than your hair, but stronger than steel. However, carbon fibers are currently not affordable for large volume applications in different industries due to their extremely high production cost and high GHG emissions. To combat these problems, we have developed a clean technology to produce low carbon footprint and low-cost carbon fibers from a waste byproduct of the Albertan oil sands industry known as asphaltenes. Our proprietary technology consists of a multi-step process in which asphaltene is taken as a feedstock, and then the final product is carbon fibers. As a result, our low-cost carbon fibers can be used for various large volume applications in different composite industries. And this is possible because of an enormous $8 billion plus carbon fiber market, within which we are targeting the carbon fiber composites market worth more than $2 billion. Based on the quality of our carbon fibers, our points of market entry right now is in automotive, sports, and recreation, following a direct B2B sales business model. As we enter the market, we will supply sustainable carbon fibers with 60% lower production costs and 50% lower GHG emissions relative to our competitors, thus validating our unique value propositions and unique selling points. The driving force behind this massive opportunity includes our highly skilled founders, a robust technical and business team, and a multi-talented pool of advisors and mentors with combined 90+ years of experience. The team has come a long way within a very short period of time and has just secured a combined $3.8 million of non-dilutive grant funding from Emission Reduction Alberta and Alberta Innovates. This funding will help the team to complete the second phase of activity, which is the kilogram scale pilot, according to our technology development roadmap, as we continue to race towards commercialization and start generating revenue as early as Q3 this year. To complete the second phase, we are asking startup TNT and Cleantech investors to contribute $300,000 in this 3-year project with 8 project partners. This is an excellent opportunity to unlock at least $1.1 million of funding within this $3.8 million bracket and beyond, and help keep the cash flow positive in some of the choke points in our cash flow projection. Moreover, our asking amount would also contribute towards the development of our MVP and open doors for additional leverage. So the next time you come across an automotive or a drone manufacturer, pick up your phone and call me so that I can make your dream of a sustainable future come true. Thank you.
All right.
Amazing.
Thank you, Shabab. That was great. Thanks to Keith and Ian as well for those presentations. Nice round. And David, thank you for your contribution for introducing those pitches. tonight. So, Adrian, before we bring up our next sponsor, I'm just wondering, how are we doing now? Is Regina winning?
Regina's not winning yet. No, they're not winning yet.
All right.
I will say that Edmonton is killing it. And so if you're in Edmonton, I recommend you go to Red Star. It's going to be a great after party there. We're still going to have a great time at Whiskey Rose in Calgary. I'm sure you're going to have a great time in Regina. But yeah, keep those donations going. I don't have anything new to report on Calgary, Regina yet. I do have one. We don't know where they are. Laura Lama, if you're on here, thank you for your donation. We're not sure which after party it's going to yet. We're still trying to figure that out.
We'll just allocate it to Regina.
Maybe it goes to Regina. I'll do that. Okay.
All right. So for our next block, I'd like to bring in our newest best friend and sponsor from USEED, Kristen, to talk a little bit about USEED and the work they're doing over there. Kristen, you're online?
Yes, I am. I'm here. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hi, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Thank you to everyone who's joined online and all the companies that have pitched so far. And thank you especially to Startup TNT for having us tonight. My name is Kristen, and I'm an associate with the USEED Investment Fund. There's a number of familiar faces on here tonight, but for those who aren't familiar with USEED, we're a group of philanthropically backed, commercially focused, pre-seed, seed stage investment funds based out of the University of Calgary. As part of the University of Calgary, our fund is committed to student development and experiential learning. So as part of that, I actually want to specifically call out that we have a number of students here tonight from the USEED Has Gained Student Fund, which is a unique 2-year student program that focuses on building the next generation of VCs through real-world investment experience, and a program that I was lucky to be a part of during my time at Has Gained. So we're all really excited to be here tonight and are a big supporter of Startup TNT and its commitment and value it adds to the startup ecosystem. So on that note, I'm excited to kick off the next section of pitches and would like to give a warm welcome to Paul from Statvis Analytics.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Paul, co-founder of Statvis Analytics. We build intuitive ESG software, which stands for environmental, social, and governance, that helps industrial operators and consultants define and communicate the story of their data. A 2023 market report forecast low to moderate threat of new entrants to the space because, as they put it, environmental sciences, data analysis, regulatory compliance, and software development all demand specialized knowledge and experience. This is what my co-founder and I bring to the table, combining a large market size with a high barrier to entry for any would-be competitors. Here's a quote from Strategy and, a company owned by the accounting giant PricewaterhouseCoopers. The ESG software market is characterized by strong momentum from a variety of directions. Looking ahead, 3 primary growth drivers should be considered: regulation, operational improvements, and the demand for transparency. We address the pain caused by these drivers. And we reduce the time and money to manage and mitigate environmental liability by half. And this is based on actual results from over 100 projects in Alberta. This is not an idea. We are in good investment because we are already doing this and are actively growing. We automate menial tasks to remove the overwhelm large data sets can bring and provide a powerful exploration and visualization workflow, making our users into data masters. We applied this to a large gas plant site for Keyera that was supposed to be years away from getting regulatory closure. And we reduced program costs by $2.6 million, 74%, and got regulatory approval for the plan in just 12 weeks. So for smaller companies, we can actually replace all the applications you see here. For larger firms, those who use this software for tasks outside ESG, we integrate via our API. For example, Equus and ESDAT are 2 of the biggest players in the environmental data management space, and we have great relationships with both of them. In fact, we're in the process of commercializing an integration with one of them, effectively making them a reseller for Statvis. And in addition to the ESG market, which I've already talked about, we also address data visualization and environmental law markets. So no matter what's your preferred metric, there's plenty of room here to grow your investment with Statvis. We prioritize our paying SaaS clients, and the other 3 revenue streams there have allowed us to be revenue positive since founding in 2018. Along the way, we've invested over $300,000 in bootstrapped capital of the software platform, and we haven't had to take on any external investment until now. The time is just right to bring on external investment because the momentum's growing on multiple fronts. We're raising $1.3 million from a strategic investor or investors to bring on additional development resources in-house and with our contractor Pixeltree, who some of you know from the Calgary startup space, and will also ramp up sales and marketing. Thank you. You have my contact info, and I'd love to chat with you.
Awesome. Thank you for your pitch, Paul and Statvis. I would now like to introduce our next presenter, Tom from HazTrack. The floor is yours, Tom.
Good evening, everyone. Every day, thousands of people drive around our oil fields to complete a very simple task. It's to check the level of a chemical tank on that oil site. Now, 100 years ago, when we first started using chemicals in oil production, people would ride around on a horse, pull out a dipstick, and check the level of the tank. This is actually still the way that things are done today, except that the horse has been replaced with a truck. Now, to put this into context, between 20 to 40% of someone's time is spent just driving around checking tanks. On top of this, companies lose substantial portions of their revenue due to pump failures that go unnoticed for weeks at a time. But most importantly, people drive an obscene distance every single year to complete a task that could be routinely automated. My name is Tom. I'm the CEO of HazTrack, and we thought that this way of doing things was pretty stupid, which is why we built the HazTracker. It's a sensor that sits inside the top of a chemical tank, reading and reporting its level to a cell network. This frees up employees to do more valuable work, and most importantly, gets rid of dipsticks. Now, our hardware is fully developed and we are actively in market selling our product. We're just wrapping up commercial pilots with some of Canada's largest oil field chemical producers and looking at doing larger scale deployments with them moving forward. Now, the HazTracker can actually handle a lot more than just oil field chemicals. We're actively expanding into monitoring the used cooking oil tanks that are found at just about every restaurant in the continent. We just kicked off our first pilot with one of North America's 7 largest used cooking oil collectors. They love our product because it helps them drive significantly less to go and collect oil, but most importantly, it helps them crack down on the $100 million worth of cooking oil that is stolen every single year. Now, to put this into perspective, if these companies were to convert their tanks to our solution, this would represent a revenue opportunity of over $330 million. This is based on our business model, which involves a direct sale of hardware plus a monthly subscription for every unit that goes out in the field. In the future, we'll also look at expanding into a hardware as a service model to decrease that upfront cost and boost our recurring revenue. Now, our sensor is cheaper, more accurate, and easier to deploy than any sensor on the market today. But most importantly, it's built to withstand Canada's harsh winters and the most corrosive chemicals that you could possibly imagine. We're actively raising a seed extension, which is going to allow us to convert these pilots into paid opportunities and get to profitability as fast as humanly possible. This is only possible thanks to our team who bring together expertise in hardware, firmware, software, electronics manufacturing, and logistics. With this team, we can essentially take on the world and do anything. And we're just getting started. With your help, much like riding your horse to work, we can make dipsticks and used cooking oil theft a thing of the past. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Tom and HazTrack. Well, we have a few more companies to see tonight. This is the last company I get to introduce. So thanks again to TNT for having us. And on that note, I'd like to pass it to our next presenter, Chris from CHZero Emissions. Chris, take it away.
All right. Welcome, everyone. CHZero Emissions envisions a world where planned venting and flaring of natural gas no longer happens, and the industry is celebrated for their environmental stewardship. My co-founder, Beatrice, is amazing at asking uncomfortable questions, but nicely. I can count on her to build structured roadmaps to guide our journey. My superpower is using diverse knowledge to solve problems. I can be counted on for my tenacity. As we saw before, the natural gas industry has a dirty little secret. Methane is routinely released during planned maintenance. Why? Using standard compressors to conserve methane takes up to 7 times longer than venting or flaring. This is a completely preventable impact to global warming and a waste of valuable energy. We solve this problem by enabling 100% methane capture without wasting precious time. We've already established traction with key customers. Recently, Rosa needed a small mobile compressor to push inspection tools into a pipeline owned and operated by ATCO. Our Multivac 35 solved their challenge, safely and efficiently boosting pressure and allowing smooth tool runs. Our customers now have a new service provider that they can count on while we proved our platform in the field. The natural gas industry delivers reliable and affordable energy across North America to tens of millions, keeping lights on and homes warm. Our competitors are great at connecting with regional customers, helping methane capture the new normal. Today, we're on par with our competitors, but our mission is to take methane capture to the next level, focusing on the growing $750 million small but many releases market and building upon existing tech so that methane capture is completed just as fast as venting. Our revenue comes from providing service to customers today and in the future, licensing our proprietary tech to other service providers. To execute this plan, we're seeking To execute this plan, we're seeking $750 in safe funding to build our team, grow revenue, and unlock non-dilutive funding of $1.25 million or more. Our next milestones are to add key resources to our team, achieve revenue of $750,000, and deliver a field trial of our hybrid compressor tech by the end of 2024. We talked about the safe funding, accessing non-dilutive funding, and together, let's make total methane capture on pipelines the expectation and elevate our industry's performance. Our key to success is your investment in us, and we'd love to explore possibilities with you.
Okay, thank you, Chris. No, that's awesome. For those of you, I know we've mentioned it a lot, happy hours every Thursday. Chris has been an awesome Calgary happy hour attendee. I think going back a little over a year now, maybe even more. No, it's cool if you want to learn more about what any of these founders are doing. They're all in our cities. They're all in our regions. Happy hours every Thursday. Great place to meet them and learn more about what they're building and what they are doing. Okay, so now we're on to our last set of companies. Before I get there, there is an update. Our great friends, our lead organizing partner, Mr. David Yiptong Foresight, coming in strong with another donation.
All right, David.
Yeah, you've come off mute, Hassan.
No, I was just say, all right, great job, David. Thanks very much.
I'll just wait for my tax receipt.
Yeah, this is we're not. Sadly, it's not a donation to charity. This is a donation to a good time. No tax receipts issued for this, but we do appreciate you. We do appreciate you and everything you're doing. I hope you'll come so we can buy you a beer with the money you've donated tonight. Thank you very much. Okay, so we mentioned them earlier. Newest Best Friends Forever sponsor, Osler. We've got one of their associates or lawyers in the Emerging High Growth Group is here to take us home. Jake, are you here to come off mute and introduce the last set of companies?
I am. Thank you, Adrian. Can everybody hear me? You can hear me?
Sure can.
Awesome. Thank you. So, hey, everybody. Jake Young. I'm a lawyer with Osler, as Adrian said. I'm in our Emerging and High Growth Companies group, and what we do is we work with early and growth stage technology companies from, pre-seed idea or pre-incorporation ideation all the way through to IPO, M&A exit, whatever the outcome is, and super excited to be here tonight and to be a brand new partner with Startup TNT. So I won't take up any more of your time. Without further ado, over to John at SynBioBlox Innovations.
Thanks, Jacob. SynBioBlox was launched a couple of years ago to develop viable commercial products from greenhouse gases. Greenhouse emissions are now about 50 billion tons of CO2 equivalent, and we know that Mother Nature would respond to this, but it's becoming obvious that we wouldn't like many of her answers. And I'm frozen. Just a minute, I'm going to try and restart my share. There we go. Okay. So we think that the answer is synthetic biology augmented by digital models to design living organisms to produce specific models that allow us to essentially industrialize Mother Nature. And our first designer organism is to make beta-pinene from fugitive sources of methane. We're seeking $500,000 to continue our development scale up and initial market entry. We think that beta-pinene will be the ultimate solution for synthetic aviation, but it can also be used for many other products. And our first product is trademarked as Pine XO, and it will address the rapidly growing $200 million flavoring, scent, and household product markets. The advantages of Pine XO in our production process are clear. It's less complex, it's less energy intensive, it's better quality, and it's competitively priced. And many of the current producers in any case are in regions of the world that are getting more volatile. Our design process is quicker and cheaper than anything previously possible. And when we executed our first design in real life, it was successful, so it's obviously working. Our IP policy was vetted by recognized IP experts in IT and biotechnology and employs a combination of trade secrets, patents, and trademarks. As we proceed through scale up, we'll be nailing down user commitments. Contract manufacturer will be used to make product for initial user testing, and we'll be building a 4-ton per day plant for Pine XO to open in 27-28 with financing backed by offtake agreements. We'll use some of the beta-pinene produced also for testing in jet engines at NRC's test facility in Manitoba to validate its potential as a synthetic aviation fuel, which is a $400 billion market and actually our longer-term goal. The business case for Pine XO shows a 22% internal rate of return and net present value at 10% of $85 million on a $65 million investment. The revenues annually would be about $23 million from the Pine XO, from biomass, and from carbon credits. We've done sensitivity analysis related to input costs, product pricing, and carbon credit values, and those all add confidence to our project viability, and we're connecting to end users and to methane sources as we speak.
John, we're at 3 minutes.
Yep. We're led by a seasoned and well-experienced team. They have expertise and multi-global experience, and we hope that you'll participate with us as we launch Pine XO to create the essence of the forest from greenhouse gases. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, John. Okay, over to Mohammed from BioOilSolv. Please welcome Mohammed.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mohammed Ali Karami, and I'm co-founder and CEO of BioOilSolv. At BioOilSolv, our goal is to produce carbon-negative solvents starting from residual agricultural and forestry biomass. Our main customer is oil sand producers. So the current method of in-situ oil sand extraction consists of injecting steam at high temperature, around 200 degrees, but this process is highly carbon intensive, energy intensive, and this process is results in low recovery. So for 1 barrel of oil produced, it requires more than 3 barrels of steam consumption. So we're producing solvents through our thermocatalytic process, and our solvent has tailored phase behavior and increased solubility for asphaltenes that makes our solvent suitable for operation in the SAGD facilities. Our solvent can be added into steam into existing infrastructure, so it doesn't require high capex investment. It will reduce steam consumption and GHG reduction by 35 to 50%. It will improve the recovery rate and profit for oil sand producers. And our lab scale results has shown 6-fold improvement in the production rate. Also, our solvent will improve the problems associated with asphalt in deposition. Our business model is based on selling our solvent to oil sand producers, licensing our technology, and partnership to build and operate the solvent production plant. Along with our main product as a solvent, we have byproduct is char, and we plan to sell it as a fertilizer for agricultural applications. Our competitors are mainly status quo. The companies like Imperial, ConocoPhillips, Cenovus have already piloted other solvents like propane, butane, and diluent. Although these solvents slightly improve the SOR steam consumption, reduce the steam consumption, but our solvent has better properties that makes them more suitable for improved production rate and reducing the steam consumption. Our team consists of me. I'm a PhD candidate, and I have 8 years experience in catalysis and biomass conversion technologies. Dr. Hector Ziegler is a professor at University of Calgary, and Sadiq Mahtabi is a technical scale-up advisor at Innovate Calgary. So we have already done the proof of concept and market discovery. We have secured initial interest from a few of oil sand companies, and they have shown interest to test our solvent in their facility. And recently, we have submitted our provisional patent, and we have secured potential biomass supplier and char off-taker for our commercial facility. And we have done a scale-up assessment by hiring Hatch, an EPC company. The next step for us is a scaling up of our solvent production and reaching to field pilot testing. We're hoping to reach to $250 million revenue by 2030 when we reach to our full commercial scale. And we are seeking $200,000 in SAFE with a $6 million post-valuation cap for hiring and R&D stage for 1 year of operation. Thank you very much for all our supporters. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Mohammed. Over to the last startup of the evening, Ian at TerraFerno Geothermal Solutions. Are you here, Ian? There you are. You're muted.
There
you go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ian Holland. I'm the founder and CEO of TerraFerno. Last spring, a leading geothermal operator challenged us to bridge a technology gap and optimize and maximize their energy recovery. Despite being touted as a key solution to the energy transition, geothermal has yet to deliver. Why?
Ian, sorry to interrupt. Are you meant to be sharing your screen?
Yeah, is it not showing?
No.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Geothermal has been unable to scale its energy recovery. As a result, it has had low return on investment, and the industry has been unable, it has not had the technology available to solve these challenges. To transform geothermal into a dominant energy source, we need to give geothermal operators the technology to maximize their energy recovery. We need to increase the return on investment for geothermal operators, and we need to take everything we've learned in the oil and gas industry and apply it to overcoming the challenges faced by the geothermal industry. Steve and I have over 30 years of combined experience working in oil and gas, which gives us the knowledge to understand and address the challenges faced by the geothermal industry because we have faced and overcome many challenges in the oil and gas industry. Right now, all the major types of utility scale geothermal are stuck with low ROI system designs where 70 to 85% of the drilling costs are just reaching target formation. By providing the geothermal industry with the technology to address flow control, they can move to high ROI well designs. They can increase energy recovery by up to 80% or more and reduce drilling costs by up to 50%. By solving these challenges, we can set the geothermal industry on an exponential growth trajectory. How do we do this? With our patent pending autonomous flow control devices, our proprietary downhole monitoring systems, and our well integrity devices, which are all designed specifically for the unique requirements of geothermal. By increasing the energy recovery and return on investment for geothermal operators, we expect 500,000 to 1.5 million in revenue per well, and we expect to save geothermal operators millions to tens of millions when developing large utility scale projects. Right now, there's only a small number of geothermal operators working to solve these challenges, but we expect the global geothermal market to grow to over 2,000 wells drilled in 2029 and over 8,000 wells drilled in 2034. And when everybody thinks about geothermal, they think about electricity first, but over half the world's energy usage is actually heating and cooling, and less than 10% of that is from sustainable sources. So that represents a massive opportunity for the geothermal industry to make an impact. As we mentioned at the start of our presentation, there was a leading geothermal operator that approached us. They are Novus Earth, and they intend to install our first field trial in Q1 of 2025. We've completed small-scale testing to prove our flow control device engages as expected. Now we need to scale up our testing and move into field trials. To further our goals, we're looking for $750,000 in our current pre-seed round. This allows us to build our full loop test facility and complete our first field trial with Novus Earth. At TerraFerno, we're not just adapting, we are defining the future of geothermal energy, and we want you to join us on our journey. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ian.
Right on. Thank you. Okay, well, that was our last company. Now, Ian's another one of these founders who's been coming to our happy hours for the last month. Happy hours are a great place for us to talk to these founders, get to know you, get to know who you are a little bit more in depth than over Zoom. I encourage you to go. We have investors in every region where we operate. So I encourage you, founders, to go to the after parties, interact with the investors. We've got it's going to be a great evening, but we do this every week as well. And the summit, we've got another 5 or 6 weeks. Hassan, what do you think of the pitches?
Oh, this is amazing. I think the investor is going to have a really hard time during the due diligence process. It's fabulous companies pitching here tonight. And to close it off, really want to thank all the presenters who did a great job on all the pitches. A little bit of technical issues, but that's sort of the norm for these types of events. And also a huge shout out to the sponsors and our partners for being here to make this event such a success. And of course, the investors who this event is for. So a huge thank you for all those folks coming together to make this event amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to everyone. All our sponsors, all our funders, all our supporters, all our Barb Tab donations. We got another one in Calgary. I got one more. It just came in. You saw him pitch here tonight. Thank you, Chris, for your donation. CHZero, that is fantastic. Very well appreciated. I hope you're coming to happy hour tonight. But we have a few more thank yous. I've mentioned his name. He's the man driving the tech behind the scenes, pulling the levers, pushing the buttons, copying things into the chat. Thank you, Jonah, our head of operations in Edmonton. Thank you for making this a flawless event for us. I also want to thank Winnie. Winnie's in Winnipeg. She's running ag, or she'll be running life sciences. She's running life sciences tonight. Thank you to Winnie for all your help on the founder side. As you know, Winnie's actually sending all the emails confirming people are coming to meetings. And the same with the investors. Winnie is owning this summit and she's killing it. And I also want to thank Mandy. Many of you we saw came in through social media, came in through a lot of the outreach we do with our partners. And so thank you, Mandy, on our marketing team for doing an amazing job there. We want to thank everyone who's helped us out here, all of our supporters and partners. Did you guys know as well, we have a newsletter. We have a newsletter that goes out every single week. Tomorrow morning, one of the things I have to do, hopefully not hungover, I have to write a blog for a newsletter that goes every week. If you are not already getting our newsletter, Jonah, I think just drop the link in the chat. Sign up for our newsletter in your region, and your local lead will update you with what's going on with the summit, what's going on in the community. Hopefully, it's a good use of your time. Yeah, was there anything else I'm forgetting? I think
Well, I
I'm
think
forgetting one thing.
one last thing that we definitely want to let everyone know about: the finale, March 14th. Mark it in your calendar. Go to the website, sign up. It's gonna be live in Calgary, platform Calgary, and Adrian's gonna be there, and I'll be there too. So I've said it here. I'll be there in Calgary on stage with Adrian.
That was news for me. I love it. Hassan's going to make it. If you can't make it, that's okay. We understand. We will be live streaming it. You can watch it like this. They have a great setup at Platform. They're another one of our community supporters. We love them there. But if you can come, I promise you will not be disappointed. It's going to be a great night. And with that, I think we're going to roll up the after party locations and sign off. So thank you, everyone. We had 126 people I saw at one point. This has been amazing. I'll see you guys at the after parties. We have that slide, Jonah. Is it coming up?
Yeah, just give me 1 second here and we'll get it right up here for us.
There it is. Okay, thanks, everyone. See you soon. I'm calling an Uber now. Don't drink and drive.
All right. Good night, everyone.